Oh, did we make it? I think we did. Well, it's been forever. Welcome back. I don't even know what to do anymore. That's funny. Let's see. Where'd it go? There it is. Checking to make sure that it's actually working. What's up, Zach? Yep, looks like it's up. Fantastic. Alive and well, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, Paolo. Good to see you. All right, well, I don't want to waste any time because we've got stuff to do. So here we are on the Grand Rapids in Indiana. This is Kalamazoo. And I've got our, I believe it's the morning road switcher built. I've already blocked it. Let's see here. Yeah, this is our morning road switcher out of Kalamazoo. So we've got a bit of work. We're going to go from Kalamazoo to Grand Rapids with work along the way. We've got a bit of work just outside of Plainwell. We've got some work in Plainwell itself. So let's kind of do a little thumb over here. So Fielder's Furniture, we've got some work to do here. No industry buildings yet. We're getting there. We've got some work to do in Plainwell. Especially some work here at the auto parts factory here. So I think I want to do some reworking on a different day this week and get this factory its own local and just have the way freight switch out the town industries other than this factory. We'll see. I think I want to add a few tracks to this factory here. I'm still on the fence about it. Let's see. We don't have any work at Wayland. That's over here. So no work in Wayland. That's usually worked by the PM road switcher. And then no work in Ross. So once we get past those areas, we'll be heading into Grand Rapids. And in Grand Rapids, we've got to do some fun stuff over here at the yard. So basically, once we get done in Plainwell, I'll probably just put the train on autopilot and come over here and start getting some work done in the yard, get that ready. And then we've got to head back, and on the way back, we just have a little bit of work here at the Central Michigan Co-op. You can see this is where the nice scenery ends. So this is my next spot to get the scenery done and then get Plainwell done. And then after that, we will arrive in Kalamazoo. And I probably won't break this train down today. I'll probably head over and start getting some work done on the North Grand Rapids local. That's the next one I want to run. I really enjoy running the North Grand Rapids job. There's a North Grand Rapids job, and then there's a paper job, paper mill there in Grand Rapids. I really enjoy running both of those. All right, Paolo, this is 1954 or 1956. I can't remember which one I chose. Pincy in Michigan, and it's a bit fictionalized because the Grand Rapids in Indiana still existed at this time, but it was considerably gutted. There wasn't much to it, if I'm honest, by this point in history. But in this iteration of history, we we still very much have a lot to do on this railroad. So, and when I'm doing layout ops, I keep it nice and simple in DCC mode. I save the complicated Run 8 version of running for when I run things like the Cox and Sub or something, you know, where there's enough space to really get out there and stretch your legs. Power today, we've got an RS1 and a Jeep 9, I believe. I don't think it's a 7. I do believe it's a 9. Yeah. do believe that the first 3 cars here are all for furniture. Western Pacific, Lehigh Valley, first 2 cars, that's right. Ooh, some glitch. That's right, we got a little bit of movement to do once we actually get over here. Naturally, if we had to, give consideration to other operators, we would, get permission from the dispatcher to get out on the main and all that fun stuff. But ooh, last time I played Run 8 was before my hard drive failed. That's been at least 2 years, I think. I haven't reinstalled it since then. Just no space, no time, honestly. I love Run 8, but I just don't have enough time to really do it. When it takes me 6 to 8 hours to switch a local in the yard before I even run it. It's loads of fun, but oh my god, there's just no time. This week I think we'll try to do a small route build tomorrow. I've got one that I want to do for a little bit, not a super long stream tomorrow. And then Thursday I want to see about doing a railroader stream on the SAE. That'd be loads of fun. Get the crowd up in here, see who all can join. Got to do an announcement on my Discord for that. Alright, so let's get a feel for what we got to do here. Let's see, I'm going to pull this over so you guys can see it as well. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pickups, one off of the inbound track. That's the CNW car. I'm pretty sure that's this guy. Yep. So that's a pickup. And then, let's see, the other car that's on the inbound track, it's getting moved to the outbound track. So I kind of did this on purpose for this industry. Boxcar comes in, unloads, and then gets moved to the outbound track to get loaded. It doesn't happen to every car, but it happens to some of them. And then looks like 3 pickups off the outbound track. All the boxcars. Looks like we're leaving the tank car. That was also done on purpose. The tank car kind of sits there for a little bit longer than usual. And, yeah, then we have a set out on the outbound track. Okay. Well, let's get our pickups done. Tomorrow, probably start same time, 9:30. Yeah. Yeah, Zach's right. I think it'll probably be around 9:30 tomorrow. Oh, clearly need to come in and shorten the range on this junction. Something that really annoys me. Its default is 20 meters. I need to cut it down to 1. Alright, actually, I want to play it smart here. We're going to pick up the outbound track first because just of how the way the cars are arranged here, it'll make more sense for us. Alright. So I'm going to mark these off. Excellent. All loaded with furniture, all heading to Kalamazoo. Ooh, I wonder where they're going. There's a couple of places on the railroad where those could go. Most likely they're going off map to some staging somewhere. I need to change the name of staging on the railroad itself. I've changed it in GR&I, but I need to go back and change it on the actual railroad so I can know where everything is. Ah, Australia. The land down under. I knew some kids once from Victoria. Stayed with me for a weekend. They were cool guys. They're all grown now. That was probably 8 years ago. Actually, I don't want to decouple. There's not really one perfect way to do this, but I'm going to go ahead and just go grab these 2 cars I need off of my train and bring those over to the industry. Just these 2. So this guy is going to the inbound track, I think. Make sure I don't have it backwards. No, sorry, outbound track. Yeah, outbound track. So inbound, outbound. All right, that's easy enough. And then outbound. And I do have them labeled, at least on the map itself. OBIB, so that way we know. Lovely. All right. Do we have any switching in Plainwell on the way back? Oh, I forgot about that. Yes. Holy cow, we do. That's right, I forgot about that. Good. The reason I'm considering running an extra local to Plainwell is because I've got this extra track in the Kalamazoo yard that I'm not using for anything, so I'm considering it. Ah, yes, Paolo, we do play Railroader. In fact, we play it quite a bit. So I'll have Thursday is the plan for that. Same time, 9:30 Central Time, American. We're thinking about having a multiplayer session for that with voice chat and everything, so that'll be some fun shenanigans. We're going to simulate a lazy brakeman here, so we're going to park this car just clear of the clearance for the switch, tie a handbrake down, and then we're going to come back to him. See the WP car just to make sure it goes on the inbound track. Yes. All right. Cool. Alright, that'll do for us today. To be fair, Paolo, if you'd want to, you could join us. Not sure if you're on the Discord or not, but if you wanted to join the Discord, you could join us if you have time on Thursday. I guess is that Friday your time already? Oop, got a text from the boss. Let me slow the train down a bit. So I started making this route probably about a year ago, maybe. But once I kind of did it in stages. Once I got the section to Grand Rapids done, I pretty much just moved in operations, and I didn't really build too much. And then I built the extension to Kalamazoo, which is over there on the left, all the way over to Sturgis, which is way over there. And then once again, kind of got busy with operations again. So I've made some progress, but I have not touched anything with trains in 4 months. This spring for me was incredibly crazy and challenging. Work-wise, I just didn't have a lot of time. But I'd say I probably got maybe 20, 30 hours left of scenery work, and then it's probably would be finished at that point. But I've got some other routes I need to finish up too. Different priorities and things. I'm not sure what I want my workload to look like this summer. Alright, let me mark up all of this while we perform a figurative brake test. Alright, next move for us is auto parts. Alright. The auto parts spur is past the siding, so we can just go through the main, doesn't matter. Being that it's clear, that means we know we're at least clear through the next switch. Yep. Cool. So I'll be excited to get this town finished. I think I want to have a spur cut off not too far behind the station there and kind of come over here to have a platform. I want to have lengthen this spur a bit and have another one come off right here to come into this area. That's what I'm thinking about doing. I just got to decide what part of the auto parts industry's supply chain I want this factory to represent, because I've kept it pretty generic on purpose. But now I need to, if I want to kind of make it more purposeful and generate more traffic, then I need to kind of figure out what exactly I want that to look like. So I've got some thinking to do still. Oh, for the route, about how long? Oh, good question. Yeah, so for this route, I've actually got it already all sized up. It is already as big as it's ever going to be. So it runs from, this is the staging on the south end. And then it runs into Sturgis. Sturgis is the most southern modeled town. That's Sturgis, Michigan. And then from there, it moves up into Kalamazoo. So this is all Kalamazoo over here. That's where we departed today. Then we head north. We've got Plainwell, where we are now. And then we've got Wayland, sorry. Drawing blank for a second. Wayland. Continuing north, we've got Ross. And then we get into what I call South Grand Rapids. And then we've got the yard at Grand Rapids. You've got North Grand Rapids. There's a paper mill. Here's the north side of town. And then, ooh, excuse me. The main line kind of runs right down here. Goes behind the, man. Wow, sorry. Holy cow. So this is the north staging, just past Grand Rapids. But what I did was I modeled the branch line that heads northwest, that goes around this way, and that goes all the way over to Muskegon. So we go through Ravenna right there. We get into Muskegon. This is where I actually started building the route. And then this is the interchange with the Pierre Marquette, or what would later become the C&O, on this upper level here in Muskegon. So all of this around this little corner here is Muskegon, and all of this is Muskegon. So that is the scope, and that is as big as it will get. And I've got all the operations pretty much designed out. I'm just adding cars and, you know, making adjustments as needed. All right, let's see. How many gondolas? 4 gondolas. 5 gondolas. A boxcar and a covered hopper. So what about this GTW? Did I miss something up here? It's entirely possible. GTW car looks like he's out of place. That's funny. Was I even supposed to take him with me? 33427. Yeah. Oh, that's right. He's going to Michigan Co-op. Okay, that's fine. Let's see. 2, 3, 4. What about that CP car? That's also going to the co-op. Okay. No, that's fine. I did fine. I didn't mess up. NYC boxcar. Yeah, that's right. So this cut here, those are all the co-op cars. Okay, so then the plain wheel cut begins here. There's 5 gondolas. DT&I. That's on the list. Oh, no, it's not. That's funny. The Reading car is. And then the Pincy box car, which I believe I have here. Yep. So that guy. So the DT&I car is the one that's out of location for now. That's okay. It's probably because he's probably on the return trip. I just put them into a cut based on their destination. So that's probably the return trip. It's one of those things you don't have to organize it too hard on the trip out of Kalamazoo, because it's all going to get messed up by the time you get to Grand Rapids anyways, and it has to kind of be, the cut has to be rebuilt and blocked again, and there's not really a good way around that, so we don't really worry about it. So C&O, is this one of the gondolas? 624. No. Alright, so then we're going to pull up and make the cut here after this Reading car. Good question, Paolo. Yes, I do still need to finish up the Coxon sub. I need to finish up the KCS Greenville sub. And I need to finish up the Piney Woods and Pacific. So I haven't abandoned any of those. I just got bogged down with life, and so I've kind of put them all on hold. But the priority, to be fair, is honestly the Coxon sub. But that's also the one that's most daunting because it's the closest to being finished. And I'm just so beat down by that route, but it's almost done, and I need to just close it up. All right, as usual, let's go do our 2 pickups. I'm going to mark those 2 pickups. We've got Pincy and Canadian National. Excellent. The one thing I haven't done on this industry yet is specific car spots on the spur for specific car types, and that is something that I will be changing in the future. I knew it was going to do that to me. And what I mean by that is, like, you know, here we're dropping off, or we're setting out, sorry, a covered hopper, a boxcar, and 5 gondolas. And so, you know, at the industry itself, I'm going to have different spots for different cars to be placed. So the boxcar will go probably up at the front, the covered hopper in the middle, and the gondolas in the back, you know, something like that. So playthrough series, Paolo, has been done for every project I've mentioned so far, except for the Piney Woods and Pacific. I think I've only done like 4 or 5 on that one. But yes, essentially once I get all these in a healthy place or a releasable place, I definitely will need to make lots more videos, especially for the Coxswain sub. Just kind of showing some of the trains that need to be run and how to run them. On the Coxswain sub, there's about 50 to 60 trains that you would need to run to make sure every industry gets switched. And that was done on purpose. It's a bit extreme, but it was done on purpose. And I think I've made videos for a little over half of them, maybe. Then the KCS Greenville sub still has probably another 10 trains I need to show, plus I need to finish the route. And then this one, I've got a few trains still to show, but the operations design and the layout design are pretty much done. I just need to finish making them in GR&I, and then I need to finish up the scenery. So this is actually probably the closest to being done of all my routes, ironically. But then, of course, if you want to see a playthrough series that's finished, you can always go check out the North Texas Beltline on my channel. That was the first one I ever did. Same for the Brighton branch. The second one I ever did. Those are finished. And those are also available on the download station for this game. Well, that was too fast. And at some point, I will come back to the North Texas Beltline and run a few more trains by popular demand. So we'll get there someday. With time. Alright, so I'm going to just set out these last 2 cars first, because I got to put this GR&I car back in our train. And then we've got the 5 gondolas, and then our switching here actually will be finished. I do temporarily want to get a passenger train running. It's actually a mail train. And it's over here in the north staging, I believe. Yep, there it is. Let's get him routed. Let's see. Keep him on the main. Alright. Get him through Kalamazoo. It's too far ahead to tell. I believe that's the main. I think the main is on the left here. It's been a long time. We're gonna run it. Ooh, I need to fix that track. That's disgusting. Oh, never mind. Just was a rendering problem. That happens. Alright, that'll catch him up to me. 20 is probably a little fast. Thanks, Paolo. You're kind. I appreciate it. It's hard for me to decide, too. There's so much nostalgia behind the North Texas Beltline because that was the first one and it was done well, and but I learned so much from it that I think I did a better job in some regards for the Brighton branch, but then I made some mistakes on the Brighton branch which helped me learn even better, which made me get to a point where I feel like the KCS Greenville sub was almost exactly what I would want. But then I just remembered how much I love Pensy, and then that led me here. Alright, we're going to let that guy run at that pace. That's a good clip. That'll give him time to catch up to us. We're going to have to make sure we get out of his way. So we're going to pretend that there's like some fancy schedule or something we're supposed to know. We're gonna make sure we get out of his way. We'll probably take the siding at Ross or something. We'll see. The way I run that mail train, it only makes 2 stops. 1 stop in Kalamazoo and 1 in Grand Rapids. It doesn't make stops at the other stations. As far as passengers go, it's not really my interest, and so I created the infrastructure for it in case other people want to run passengers someday when the route releases. But I made it for myself where, you know, I can just run the 2 big stations, and then we pretend that all the other ones have been more or less idled. So I have not done any AI points yet, just because that's not how I like to play, but I will, before release, put in some, you know, track marks that you can route an AI train to. You know, CP this, CP that, with the different sidings and such to help you have a little more control over, you know, where your train goes and stuff. So alright, let's make sure these are all the right cars. 581 NYC 548 CBQ. It's moving too fast for my eyes. 391. Thought it was a 4. That's funny. And 624. And the Alton car 409. Cool. 109, excuse me. And I know I got those guys already, so that's good. Yep, so for now we're just going to park them right there. And now, actually, our work here is done. We now need to get our butt to Ross and get in the siding. To wait for that passenger train to come by. Don't have any opposing trains for now. I've run them all. I need to get some of the locals run, so I'm not going to have any freight trains coming south, not yet. All right, off we go. So all those are done. Yep, next set of work, we've got 2, 4, 6, 7 pickups from track 3, so we need to go to the yard and get those organized. We've got, looks like, 8 setouts there in Grand Rapids. Oh, and then 2, 4, 5 pickups off track 6. All right, cool. Yeah, so we need to go get those pulled out of those tracks. This is the one downside of this game being single player for stuff like this, because I can't use all these great, lovely assets in multiplayer. Kind of forces me to do single player. I kind of have to switch the yard unprototypically, where we go cherry pick tracks for cars. It's not actually the way it would be done, you know. What they would do is they would pull like track 6, for example, and then you would classify the whole track, right? So you would build multiple trains out of track 6, if that were the case, which it is in this case. There's 2 trains out of track 6. But yeah, we just, single player, I don't really get that luxury, so we're going to have to go cherry pick. But I do want to show off, before I run away from this train, I want to show off some of the scenery that I did that hasn't been on video. So I've got this transition scene here between the co-op and man, I keep forgetting the name of this town. So sad. Shame on me, So intentional transition scene here to kind of take away, the view temporarily. Create the feeling of some distance. Also allows, for scene transitions in a lot more smoother way. All important modeling aspects. Oh shoot, yeah. He's catching us fast. It's a signal show for him. Clear. Whew, look at that. Nice train. I like this scene right here. This is cool. Get a little bit of space there. Battle Creek, yes. That's on the, that's that really important yard on the Grand Trunk Western, I think. I guess that's now CN nowadays. Battle Creek. I love Battle Creek. If I remember correctly, I think the yard there nowadays is at the merger of two lines, I think. I always thought that was pretty cool. Oh, let's get a grade crossing for the fans. So I see I need to lengthen the radius there for that crossing. So I haven't checked any switches beyond this point. Let me make sure they're all good. We got to get to the siding at Ross. So we're going to do that. Cool beans. Make sure that passenger train doesn't sneak up behind us since I'm running everything in manual mode. Thanks, Paolo. Kind of you. I appreciate it. To be fair, this is also a scene transition, even though it's not quite as big as the forest scene back there, but, just creates some separation between what is officially Wayland and what is officially Ross. Plus, I like having a bridge over and a bridge under in the same scene. Just a cool look, man. Cool look. Alright, let's go babysit this passenger train. Where's he at? Alright, yeah, we're doing good. Okay, yeah, so going to Ross was a good call. Ross pretty much just has like a lumber distributor and a scrapyard, specifically for metal scrap. And I put a big curve here in town because there's one on, or was one on the railroad in real life. Funny thing is, though, geographically it curved the other direction. So, it is what it is. Alright, so we're going to take it nice and slow, see if we can make it be a rolling meet. That would be cool. And then I need to line the pasture train into staging. Make sure he stays on the main, which means he needs to take. Yep, that'll do. Excellent. Okay. Oh my god, so annoying. Cinnamon on the arrival track. Sweet. Oh, there you go. GTW to Battle Creek right there. This will be a good scene to see if we can pull off our meet. Watch me find out I didn't throw the switch and it smacks the rear of my train. That'd be funny. Casey Jones, that thing. I'd have to laugh at myself pretty hard if that happened. Great question, Paolo. So, yes, actually, I do have another route set in Victoria, Australia, of all places. In the 1910s that I'm working on. I just haven't announced it to anyone yet. But yes, that's going to be my next big one. That's just steam locomotives. Also have Steve Laro's entire set of Canadian National steam locomotives, but I haven't gotten around to making a CN layout. But I would definitely like to at some point. Yeah, we'll get to it. I'm kind of saving that one for Trains 22 or Trains Plus. Maybe whatever one comes next, we'll see. I want to break the rule and pass that signal. See if it drops before I get there. Probably won't. Oh, there it goes. Nice. Excellent. Alright, I'm going to take a brief pause. Need to make sure to handle something here at the house. I'm just going to pause it. I'll be back in a few minutes. If you're waiting for your chance to go to the bathroom, this is it. Alright, and we're back. I am going to keep that freight train nice and slow for now because I need to start getting getting the yard ready. Alright, so here's the goats. Some old PRSL units. We need to pull track 3, which is this one, and track 6, which is that one. Yeah. Don't need a lot of cars, but we do need to get some cars off of them. Alright, let's see. So the actual distance on this route between signals is about 1,400 scale feet. That was chosen because I run 1,350 scale feet as my maximum train length. And I wanted to make sure that I had just enough space for a train to fit in between each signal block with just a little bit of headroom. Just enough to not, block the overlap or whatnot. But I also wanted to be able to fit in a couple of signal blocks between locations without having to just go on forever and ever and ever, because I mostly like switching, but at the same time, it's a lot more enjoyable when you have at least a little bit of space between locations. So, some trade-offs. But yeah, that's the actual distance between signals, is 1,400 scale feet. Hey, Coptern. Hope you're doing well, man. Yeah, I finally got a chance to have some time. I was like, you know what? Let's do this. I've been absent and working way too much for way too long. Alright, what are we even trying to pull off this track? Track 3 out of Grand Rapids. We need these guys. 2, 4, 6, 7 cars. 4 box cars. Coal car. 2 covered hoppers. So 1, 2, 4. That guy. Pretty sure I saw that Eddie car. Yep. And was it this guy by chance? Please say yes. I think so. Excellent. Okay, the rest are box cars. Let's see which one we got. Yep. Okay. NP. Yep. Uh-oh. This might be easy today, folks. 856. Yep. 49 something. Nope. Okay, that's our brake car. That's all right. It's I think it's it's that car. All right, that's fine. So not bad. So let's start pulling. Check, check, check. So this guy, and then yeah, that's it. So we're gonna pull up until we see 630. We're gonna cut right after him. Make sure that passenger train doesn't get too far ahead of me, because it did. It's already at the arrival track. Thing moves fast, man. Moves fast. Alright, go ahead and pause him. Great job. You did it. We will bring the road freight. We'll put him on yard 1. Yeah, that'll work. Oh, went too far. That's my bad. Switched off to the wrong train, forgot to go back. Yep, we'll back up just enough. I'm going to set the cars out on the ladder just because I know there's an inbound coming through here. So that's how we'll do it, and that's okay. This side of the yard, it belongs exclusively to this crew, so we can do what we want with that ladder. This is another local that I could run today, but I don't know if I'm going to. We'll see how it looks after we run the North Grand Rapids local, because that one's like a 2-hour job. I think I've already run it twice on the channel, so. Don't be bored. How did you know bathroom break? Ha, yep. I'm just one of those things. I felt it. Felt it in my zen. Not the pill. I just realized that's no, Zan. Zan is a pill. Yeah, don't do that. No, bad. Don't do those things. Also need to run this, or add some more cars and run this New York Central train sometime in the future too. Haven't run that guy enough. But I need to add more cars first. So my typical plan here is, of course, cherry pick the cars, which it is what it is. Talked about that earlier. Get those set off on the ladder, make space for the road freight to come in, and then we'll actually break down the road freight. Now our job is not to classify the road freight. That is that's the other yard crew's job over there. But what we'll do is we will break it down by pulling the cabin car off and then pulling off the cars that are going to stay on that train, and then we actually build its outbound train. Only because it's easier to do it from this side of the yard than it is to ship it to the other side of the yard and have them do it. actually go speed him up a bit. Go ahead and bring him in. That's not enough clearance. There. A bit better now. Let's get them down on track 9, and then we got to pull track 6. Now, to be fair, this, would have been happening at the same time as this train was coming, so in a bit of fairness, this would have already been done. Because the other train we're running also comes off of track 6. I do hear our freight train rumbling in. Make sure we got the whole track. Yep. See how long that cut of cars is? Oh my gosh. That is exactly why I added that second track to come in to the RD tracks, was so that you could still do the switching or the classifying while and the blocking stuff while a train comes in. So glad I did that. Realized how much of a bottleneck that was going to cause. In busy yards that need to stay working, you gotta have a way for other trains to get in and out without affecting the switching too much, or the yard work. Sometimes it's nice to just kind of take it easy and just enjoy the moment. Got to finish up the scenery in this one little section right here. Oh, question about the mail train. Yep, mail train stopped right here before the crossover. The only downside of the mail train is it's not easy to turn around. And I don't have a Y anywhere, so gotta 050 it. I guess if I build this in the real world, I guess I could throw a Y right there and just kind of loop it here. I just don't know if I'd want to, but I could. But yeah, we'll have to 050 it. We'll get to that off camera, I guess. Alright, so first things first, I want to see... We can let that train sit there for a bit because I don't have time for it right now. I want to see what's coming off of track 6. So we got those. 2, 4, 5. They're all going to Plainwell. Alright, so it's 3 covered hoppers, a boxcar, and a tank car. Alright. Start at the back. Also need to check the North Grand Rapids local because it's picking up off this track too. Alright. C&EI, what's the number on that? 075. Nope, nope. Okay. 448 on the tanker. Nope. Nope. Okay, good. Gondola. North Job doesn't take gondolas, does it? I don't think so. Nope, not there. Alright. Santa Fe C&J boxcar. Okay, so that's for the North Job, alright. And then C&J, is that with us? No, okay. So those guys stay, essentially. Alright, cool. But this car goes. So I'm going to do... Nope, wrong train. Let's see. There we go. So cars that are going to the North Job, we can go slide those. For now, we're going to temporarily slide them onto yard 4. Only because yard 4 is empty. We could also put them on an open RD track, but I'm going to use that in just a moment, so I'm not going to do that. Because I want to get this road freight out of here first. Morning, Nick. So cars for the North Grand Rapids job on 4. Cars that aren't going back on 6. Cars for the road freight on 9. That's the breakdown for now. And then we'll pull it over here to the RD tracks and start breaking this guy down. going to shove him down pretty far so I can do some kicking. Alright, so for the north job, we've got the Santa Fe car. What else we got here? A Pincy covered hopper. Possibly here? Yeah. Is there any other Pincy covered hoppers that I could use? There is one. I'll probably just use that one. The numbers don't match on these Pincy covered hoppers, so I'll just put this one back. Use it on the next string. Alright, a Manon boxcar. Moonon! Nope. Actually, it's CIL. That's my bad. Use the reporting marks. Still no. Okay. Minnesota Northern. Let's see. Nope. And nope. CNO. Definitely not. Nope. And nope. Pincy 231 boxcar. Nope. And yes. Okay. A little bit of a gamble. Gambling that the next car is actually going to go back on 6 instead of over to 9. Probably messed up. We'll see. We'll see, you know. Pincy 049 boxcar. Nope, I didn't. Yay. Crisis averted. Yep, Paulo, I use GR&I to run my car database and my switch list generation, and then that kind of helps me not have to handle a bunch of car cards for this one. I do use car cards on some smaller layouts, but this has like 700 cars on it. It's a lot to shuffle. With GR&I, I can just click a few buttons and I get what I want. Ooh, nice handbrake on that Santa Fe car. Holy cow. I don't think any of these gondolas are going on any of these trains today. Nope. Alright, let's keep shoving that. Yep. Yep. Alright, so all of these gondolas. Okay. 235, open hopper. No. Yes, okay, cool. There's a good chance that a lot of the remaining cars are probably going out on one of these two trains because I've got it set to pull the cars that arrive first when possible. So, first in, first out. Just keeps it nice and balanced. So this guy is going over to 9. What about that one? That one's probably on the other train. Oh, nope, it's not. Okay. But this guy, picking him up finally. To be fair, actually, we're just going to park it right there for now. Alright, what else we got here? 742. I don't think that's the tanker that's getting pulled today. Oh, it is. Never mind. Alright, so let's put this guy back on 6. Looks like there's no space to kick, so we gotta shove. That's alright. About that GTW car, 213. Yep. Okay, good. Good. That cotton belt car is going with me. Excellent. Yep, there we go. Excellent. And just like that, there's all 5 of these cars right there. In order, mind you. That's funny. That's the irony of how this works sometimes. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and grab this whole cut and go shove it on. No, actually, no, I'm going to leave the cut here. I'm not going to shove it onto the RD just yet. So one nice thing about how I set up the RD tracks is I made it where the Yardmaster can request from the dispatcher to use this siding as an extra RD track. And to be fair, there's not a lot of traffic that comes through Grand Rapids that doesn't actually go into the yard, so that siding doesn't get used much, and so it actually makes for a great alternative when necessary. You know, we officially tell the Yardmaster, hey, you know, keep to your tracks as much as possible. But, you know, we can make exceptions. Ah, train guy, what's up, man? Good to see you out there. It's been too long, man. It's been too long. All right, let's see here. So that one's done for now. We've got 3 5 cars here still. 578, that checks out. 906, that checks out. They're probably all going to check out, if I'm honest. They're probably already ready. 007, Mr. Bond. Then CP781 and Pincy 640. Cool. And that, folks, is how it's done. So to be fair, that actually was a prototypical pull-out right there, actually. Nice. Glad it worked out that way. Ah, Sean, good to see you too, man. Hope you're doing well. Been all right. Spring semester of school and principal certificate in college was just nuts, but it's over now, so get a little bit of free time, do some fun stuff. I was spending all my free time that I had, you know, with my kids and doing my schoolwork and stuff at night, or extra work at night, whatever I needed to do after they went to bed, you know, so I just didn't have a lot of time. But now that I get to spend a lot more time with my kids every day, I can take a break and do some fun stuff on YouTube from time to time. Everybody wins. Alright, so now I'm going to go to that road freight and grab its cabin car. And then we're going to cherry pick its train for all the cars that need to stay on it. Yeah, Paulo, those are back here. I just haven't like officially modeled them yet, but that's where they are. The engine terminal is here. It's a little space constrained, so I was looking for some assets to help me do a decent job, but not crowd it up too much. So still working on that. So we're going to be nice to the conductor and the rear brakeman today. We're not going to kick cars into the cabin car. Alright, so the easiest way to do this is to just pull the whole cut and then yank off the cars that we need right now, and then take them with us. And then we'll go get this other cut, and then we'll just block the whole train. actually do that. We're going to bring you guys out over the siding. So you'll go that way for a little bit. Just keep it nice and slow. These locomotives right here, these are Baldwin AS16. AS16. And those models are from Trains Forged with a Z. Alright. Doing this is kind of always a little bit of mental gymnastics, so I'm going to try to figure this out without embarrassing myself. So 2, 4, 6, 8 cars are going to get set out. So it's easiest to go find those 8 cars first, because then every other car is going to stay on this train. So, Pierre Marquette, nope. Okay, so since he's going with us, we're going to go ahead and just pull the whole cut. That's what you want to check. You want to check that last car first. Pincy 254. Nope. Nope. That's fine. CNW 861. Pretty sure that's Kalamazoo. Oh, nope. Never mind. So yeah, so that CNW car is getting set out here. So what I'm going to do is dump these guys on the ladder and put all the cars staying here back on the RD track, because the other job is going to break those down. All right, that'll bring him onto the siding. That's good. There is one restriction on this this yard job over here. If the South Grand Rapids local is running already, which today it's not, but if it is, then this crossing right here, you cannot pass that crossing. Now notice how much that shortens your lead there. So, because anything past that is outside of yard limits. But when that local's not running, we can do what we want. Because it gets real inefficient, you know? So what tends to happen, the strategy is you get all your big classification jobs done early before the South Grand Rapids local runs. And then you get that guy out of the way, because for the next 2 hours, you're going to be, you know, restricted. Oh, hey Sean, these bulkhead cars right here are off the download station. Let me real quick show you on the stream what they're called. I forget. Let's do that. So if you go to the download station and look up bulkhead flat car SC or SIECO, there's some for Main Central, and I think there's some for like SSW maybe? I'm not sure. I feel like there's some other ones, but here's the CUA down at the bottom right as well. So if you come back to this point in the stream, you can get those. I really like these cars. So I use them to run pulp for the paper mill back there. So All right, let's see. Back to work. We were setting out just this C&W car. I didn't check this CP car though yet. Actually, no, I think I did. Let me double check. Always double check. So that car is set out. Okay, yeah, sure enough, the CP car is going back. Oh, you know what though? I messed up. Oh, no. I didn't. I did. Yeah, the CP, the Chicago car is what goes back. Ha, funny. You're welcome, Sean. Anytime, man. Anytime. Your question, Paulo, about the first class of diesel engines, they were not. They were, in America, we would consider them a first gen, maybe second gen, probably second generation diesel. So they were definitely early, definitely made in, I would assume they were probably 50s post-war. It's an assumption there, it could be wrong. I don't know a whole lot about Baldwin diesels because Baldwin didn't make a lot of diesels. The first successful class of diesels that really started to push the diesel revolution, those were EMDs, and they were F3s, or FTs, I guess. FTs kind of look like these guys. So these are F7s. Some of these are F3s back here, but that was the first class of mainline diesel locomotive that really started to push steamers, you know, off of their daily jobs. So, but these Baldwin AS16s, these are, if they weren't made in the 40s, they were definitely made in the 50s, because not too long after that, Baldwin got out of the diesel market, stopped making diesels. I think they either went bankrupt or they got bought and merged. Kermandale, hello, sir, or ma'am. Good to see you. Whichever you may be, I have no idea, but nice to meet you. All good, just being silly. All right, set that there. The CP car was not on the switch list, so he is staying on the train. What about that GTW car 427? NYC 214. Okay, yep, all these guys are staying. That makes sense. Pensy covered hopper also stays. DT&I know he stays. That other Pensy stays. Yep. Nice to meet you, Kermandale. Yeah, stage names are important in the online world. And to be fair, just looking at my YouTube analytics, it's like 98% men, so it was fair to assume you were a man. At one point, the only woman I think ever looking at my stuff was my sister on occasion, sometimes my wife. My wife mostly just, you know, be like that Simpsons meme and be off on the side leaning out the car window going, nerd! John, I remember John. Good to see you, John. But I can call you Kermandale, it's all good. Alright, I gotta check on this CN car. I feel like this is the one that's probably staying here. Yep. As well as that gondola that's right next to it is probably staying here. Maybe. CNO 640. Yep. So let's go ahead and do a little pause there, because I haven't checked the switch back here yet. It usually stays lined, but see, that's the problem right there. The ladder. I can't pass the switch at any point. It's not my jurisdiction. Okay, so he is getting yanked out. That's right. Yep, Sean, you're right. Thanks for verifying that for me. Yeah. I know also Alco got crushed partly because of the US government banned them from making diesels during the war. And so I know that gave EMD their advantage. But yeah, eventually I think once GE went out on its own and broke away from Alco or stopped contracting with Alco, I think that's when Alco was finally cooked. But yep. Baldwin, I think, had the shark nose. Yeah, the shark nose. I've got some of those. I just don't have them on the railroad. I should add some just for kicks. What about this main central hopper? Yes. Oh, with lime. I know where he's going. He's going to the cement mill over in Ravenna. What number is that? 978. Piffy, 978. Got him. And then we want MCRR, maybe? Yes. MCRR. And then the Pentagon. I feel like I saw him. Yeah. Cool. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Crash. That was funny. I had seen it out of the corner of my eye earlier. But then forgot about it. That's funny. I was going to have to laugh at myself for that. Two, four, six, 8 cars getting set out here. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yes. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go put these, the road power here in the pocket. It's not officially a pocket. We're going to use it as one just because we know that there aren't any other trains coming in. That way I can use this track. We're going to go ahead and walk these guys to the other end of the yard here. So here's the locomotive that put Baldwin out of business. To be fair, I don't even know if that's really enough space technically. Yes, Kermandale, I agree. I really enjoyed modeling this layout, and I've just noticed I just for some reason have this real serious draw to Michigan. And railroading in Michigan. I can't really figure out why I'm so drawn to it. I've never been there. Just something about it captivates me. I think that's far enough for you guys. Whoop. So yeah, it's not really enough. This is, like I said, it wasn't really designed to be a pocket. Oh, Sean, you're from Michigan. Nice. Oh, look, guys, there's Zach doing his job, reminding me to stay away from Conrail. I asked him to pinch me if I get into a little Conrail fix. So. 6 days to cross Lake Superior by ship. 6 days? Wow. Sorry, but I would have never thought that. Oops. Wow, I seriously did not think it was 400 miles across. That is crazy. True to its name. Alright, so the way that you block this outbound road switcher is you take all the cars that are just going to Kalamazoo, you just tuck them on the back. And then everything else will just get grouped according to location. So like Plainwell, cars for Plainwell will go together. Cars for the Michigan Co-op will go together. And then Kalamazoo will go on the back. So let's pull clear. And we'll just start at the back. This is the part that kind of stinks. Stuff gets buried in the paperwork. There's other paperwork you can use that kind of helps make this a bit easier, but I'm not gonna take the time to print it today. So Canadian National 630. So yeah, see, that's Kalamazoo. So everything we got out of Grand Rapids is Kalamazoo. So to be fair then, 2, 4, 6, 7. Ha! The first 7 cars can go straight to the cabin. So we're going to do that first before we worry too much else. So I just got to go check this car. 235. Was that a pickup from the other track? Yes. It was. So those are all Plainwell cars. Alright, so the next 5 cars are Plainwell cars. So then part of the blocking has already been done, and that's nice. But there might be some more, or there's definitely going to be some more Kalamazoo cars. So I want the Michigan cars, the Michigan Co-op cars in front of the Plainwell cars. So what we'll do is we'll shove the Plainwell cars onto this RD track. And then the Michigan cars we can either put over here for now, or we can shove them on the siding. They'll be at the front. This is also partly why I broke this train up into an AM PM. It's just because it works a lot of locations. Oof, and trying to block it was really difficult. The Great Lakes are actually an ocean. Hey, someday I would love to go on a sailboat. So sailing on the Great Lakes sounds like a hell of a lot of fun. Count me in. I know, you're talking about a freighter, obviously, so I know you're not talking about a sailboat, but still. Since I probably won't ever make it on a freighter, maybe I can get on a sailboat. How many cars was it? 5? Yeah. A 3-hour tour. Nice. Alright, so those were the easy ones. Now for the hard ones. Alright, Pierre Marquette 360. That's everything out of Grand Rapids, so we gotta look through stuff. Okay, so see, that's Kalamazoo. Cool. Probably those are as well. 320254. Yes. Okay, cool, because those all came from the furniture mill. So those are accounted for. CP 545. You came from... No, you're going to Michigan, I bet. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. Alright, so we'll go shove him on the siding over here. Hey Sean, great question. So I originally wanted it to go to Fort Wayne, 100%. But then I realized that with everything else I wanted, the scope would just be too much to be believable. Because what I did with this one was I built it according to tangible restrictions and like a modular design so that I can start building it in real life and in scale. So I absolutely wanted to go through the wrong switch. Absolutely wanted to go all the way to Fort Wayne, but decided not to. So I also originally wanted to go to Cadillac as well. Decided not to do that. So I focused on just Grand Rapids to Kalamazoo, with a little extension, you know, to Muskegon and then to Sturgis, south of Kalamazoo. Compromises, sadly. Alright, what about this GTW car, 427? Being that it's double door, well no, it's not single door, so it's probably going to the co-op. Yeah. Okay. NYC 214, also to the co-op. Good. Is that it? Is that it for the co-op? That is. We've got 6 in Plainwell. There's 5. There's only 3 cars left. All right. It's a covered hopper. It's that GR&I car, I bet. Yeah. Does that mean these 2 Pensy hoppers are going to Kalamazoo? Or not, apparently. Oh no, there is a fourth one. That's my bad. Yep, I missed it right there. That guy. That guy. Okay. Yep. All right. My bad. Good thing caught that. Does the Kalamazoo cut have a Pensy hopper? No. Okay. Yep. So fix this, and then we're all good. Okay. So to make this work, to fix my little mistake, you're going to be the Kalamazoo. Yeah, Sean, I guess you're right. You're right. I can. And I did on purpose give myself space on the south end, which is way over here. I did give myself space to continue the route if I ever decide that I would like to. But for the model I'll actually build, if I ever build it, it'll be a double deck. And right over here at Plainwell, this will be where the helix is to go up. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Alright, the GR&I car goes to Plainwell. Alright, as soon as this move is done, we'll get out of the way and it's time to move. Passed a signal at danger. Oh, that one did. I was gonna say, what? All right. Michigan Co-op cars first. Plainwell cars second. And everything go on the Kalamazoo. get a little time here to test the air brakes. Oops, look at that. That's funny. Didn't realize it went that far down. Interesting. Never used the embankment quite that far. Ooh, yes, I will check that out, Sean. Thank you. I use Railguide a lot. It's been fun. But yes, I will use this too. Alright, let's get everything in order. Outbound train looks good. So far, all previous work is complete. Alright, we're heading off to Central Michigan Co-op. Need to populate this fake platform here with some people. Alright. Fantastic. So I got a line 1 switch over here. That one. If I remember correctly, you can set the driver to just drive. And they will drive until they have an obstacle, which I think means he won't throw that switch. We're going to find out. I tested this the other day, and I think it worked as intended, but basically by telling him to drive, he'll just go straight until he gets right there. I believe that is how that works. I just hope he keeps that speed low. That's the only problem. Got to keep those speed limits low. Alright, so some work to do over here. We've got to grab a cabin car for the north job. I was trying to avoid that right there. These switch levers get all close together and Trains doesn't know what to do. Freaks out. That's a brave undertaking there, Sean. Good luck, sir. If there's anyone who can do it, it's you, but man. put the north job? North job is temporarily on track 4. Alright, we're going to pull them over to track 9 so that the crew can grab them and take them out. Actually, scratch that. We're going to put them on the ladder because their power actually is here in the terminal. It's supposed to just be one Jeep 9. I'm going to leave the second one. I need to change that in GR&I. So we're going to use that guy. Eight cars on the north job? Yep, 8 cars. Don't underestimate the north job. It's brutal. Space. Space is the killer on the north job. Ah, yes, TransDem. I remember that. That helps a lot. And creates its own problems, like you said. For those who want to use it, though, I would say it's definitely still a worthwhile program. We'll change the plans again. I'm gonna put this cut on the bypass track for the ladder. So it's just easier that way. All right, how are we doing over here? Nice. Ooh, Sean, this is either, I think it's 1954, it might be 56. I think it's 54 though. And then I considerably fictionalized it, meaning that I made it way more busy than it really was at that time in history. But for your viewing pleasure, sir, there is one GTW locomotive on the layout. And I do run a GTW through train, one each direction, and they interchange with Kalamazoo in the yard here. So, oh, where are we going? Right here. Got him. Don't tell the train master we did that. Alright, so let's bring this guy out. Oop, gotta do a brief pause. Alright guys, we're back. Sorry about that. Had a knock on the door, had to go settle. Oh look, I forgot I downloaded this. Such a great steamer. I had to go look up the website where I got that from again. They had a couple of really nice pay-war locomotives. Alright. That's right, I was lining switches to get this guy through the crossover over to the branch line. This is the Muskegon branch, the outer track. And then we're going to bring him into North Grand Rapids. Technically all of this is North Grand Rapids, but especially this section. Sweet. See what this guy does, because I'll just pause this guy once our road switcher gets where it needs to go. I want to finish the road switcher. So if we do the road switcher in the North Grand Rapids local, that will be a good day, I think. I got to get lunch here pretty soon. My wife's going to get hungry. I'm going to get hungry. You don't want a grouchy spouse. It's not good. Take care of your spouses, for those of you guys who have them. Life lessons with DH strains. That's funny. Oh, that's right. That's why these two RS1s are over here, because they're usually the switcher. I like this layout. Makes me happy. So I've got the north job artificially restricted considerably in length, and that's done on purpose. Oh, nope. You set it to drive, it's going to throw its own switches. Good to know. See, I've got this one artificially reduced. I think it only does 600 feet, maybe. Mostly because of space constraints, but also just because there's not that much that gets switched at any one point in time. So, like I say all the time, GR&I is a capacity program. So if you want to limit or increase the amount of cars going to a certain place, then you need to decrease or increase the amount of capacity at every node in its journey before it gets there. That's what it takes. And that's partly why we use the same track number 6, to serve North Grand Rapids and the road switcher, because there's all this excess capacity left on that track, because this only uses about 800 feet of it. So, alright, so we'll just get this guy up here, and then we're going to park him so we can finish the road switcher first. Then we'll come finish this job. You always want to make sure that your cabin is clear of the runaround. That is the trick. Alright. Alright. First 4 cars to the co-op. I believe the GR&I car is not going to the co-op. Let's see. Correct. He's going, yeah, he's to Plainwell. Alright, so we're going to cut there. So we have 4 pickups. That's every car that's here. Cool. Do I have these labeled? I don't know if I have these labeled. Oh, I do. Okay. Feed grain stock. Cool. Easy peasy. Oh, but they're all going to grain. Well, that's easy. Oh, never mind. Pincy card goes to feed. Okay. Everything else goes to grain. Easy enough. You can see why it's important for this train to get blocked ahead of time, because you know, if I had a bunch of through trains going all over the main, which there would be, you know, if this was a real world layout with an operating session, a train doing this kind of switching, you know, it's going to clog up the main for a bit. And then when that happens, it's going to get stuck off in a siding for a while to let trains pass. It's going to be a slow job. One of my favorite layouts I ever operated was the KCS third sub in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And the first time I operated there, I ran the Super Dog, which is basically just this big, massive road switcher. And yeah, you spend huge amounts of time just waiting in sidings for everybody else to get by you because you're the lowest of the low on the priority list. So I got to build some stock pins over here. Spot for some trucks, loading, unloading. A spot here as well. Do a little crossing right there. Not like a grade crossing, but like, you know, an industrial crossing, whatever. And have like a farm field right through here, and then some bushes and stuff here. You know, little transition scene. I think I want Chipotle today. I think that's a good choice. I could have set that feed car out already, but it's alright. Everything's already kind of blocked nicely, so I'll just handle it now. This time we'll need the siding. So the pickups are done. Excellent. Yeah, I got a little sloppy, Kermandale. I'm seeing the writing on the wall for my time, and I'm wanting to try to get this done and get started on the north job. So I'm getting a little sloppy. It's funny because on here I'm very much not a purist, but when I operate model railroads in the real world for operating sessions, I'm very much a purist. Like for myself, I don't, you know, I'm never ugly to anyone else about what they're doing, and I always try to be real helpful. But like for myself, I do all the horn signals, I do the time for the brake test, I do all these different things because I enjoy those things. Here I'm like, nah man, we got to get stuff done. The clock is moving against me. I'll at least put these under the shed. What's up, Christian Groover? Yeah, finally back on, man. Took me long enough. Here we are. Need to get the radius adjusted on all these switches. See, I haven't gotten that far yet. That's fine. I typically do that as I extend the scenery, so you know. That's why we haven't gotten there yet. Nice. Plain weld looks good. I like that. I like how that turned out. All right, all the setouts are done. Yay. Now all this mess in Plainwell. 6 pickups, 7 pickups, and 6 setouts. Let's go do a little survey. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we can work these first to get most of our train worked. I think that coal car is closer to the back anyways. Alright. Highball! Ken Kerber, yes. Yeah, this is big. This is I've designed it to build in modules, and also on trains I didn't do a second level, but that would be a helix here, and then it would continue on over here, and it'd be a second level. But essentially, this section right here that's in the main screen, so from this bridge all the way around to Grand Rapids, that I will certainly build at some point. And it's modular, so since this is in scale, that's like I think 11 feet, 12 feet maybe, and then I can build it in sections. So first I'll just build Muskegon here with this curve, and then that'll be it. Then I'll build this part here through the siding for Ravenna, and that'll be it. And then I'll just kind of expand section by section over time. But yes, this is the biggest practical layout that I would build on my own. Or maybe I'll get smart and form a club and we can all build it together. I don't know. I wanted to make it where it's permanent enough that it looks good and operates well, but it's also really easy to pack up and move, because chances are my future is not going to be one where I have a permanent home till I die. It's going to be a lot of moving. And that's okay. But yes. Much more manageable size layout is my layout, the Brighton branch. It's 27 foot by 27 foot HO scale. Very, very reasonably sized layout. T-Track, I'm familiar with T-Track. I don't have a problem with T-Track, but I just really enjoy FlexTrack and Pico switches. I'm really into that. So T-Track is good, especially for modular things, 100%. But I'll definitely end up using FlexTrack, honestly, and for no other reason other than just because I like to, not because I think it's necessarily better or anything else. I just like it. All right, so I definitely need to do the pickups here. It doesn't matter if I put them at the front or the back, so let's just put them at the front. I'll just go ahead and get all 6 of these pickups out of the way right now. If there were other trains coming, I would have taken a few cars with me, so that I could clear this signal point here, but we won't worry about that today because there's no one else here. Need to build or consider building a little trestle here in that little straight section to have the Staith right here with them, and then sink it down a little bit. I need to get something like that done. It's going to take a little work, but I can get it done. It'll be a nice feature. Definitely worth doing. these labeled? Yeah. Stock feed grain, depot, lumber, coal. Yes. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I also don't have room even in my garage for a table saw. I'm kind of limited. I'm sitting here like when I want to build this first module over here, I'm like, you know, I'm going to have to get a lot of this lumber pre-cut at Home Depot. Man, time has moved on way faster than I wanted. I might have to save the north job for next time. That's going to make me sad. We'll see. Oh, I'm getting hungry. And I know as soon as I go get lunch, I'm not going to have time to get back on before I've got to go pick my kids up. Ah, thanks, Peter. Appreciate it. I am looking forward to finishing it and enjoying it for long periods of time. The one downside to this one is when I release it to everybody, it'll be the one route that I made. The only one where you're going to have to go to some third-party websites to get access to stuff. And it's all free stuff. Like, you won't have to buy anything from anybody. Just you'll have to go dig for it a bit. And, that's the one downside. But yes, I know I'll enjoy it. I hope everybody else enjoys it. I think it's going to be fantastic. But yeah, thank you for the comment. I appreciate it. Ah, yes, Kermando. Yes, my family. Same if you have one. Yes, it's very, very good for me to have one. Keeps me focused on the important things. I love trains. Love ships, submarines, planes. Love basketball. Volleyball, but it's most important that I spend my time that I have making sure my spouse and my kids have everything that they need. She's giving me the eye right now for lunch. She's hungry. Alright, let's see here. So everything before the GR&I car stays. So those pickups are done. So 2 at the coal and supply. Oh, I forgot that takes gasoline. Okay. 2 at the grain, 1 at the feed. Oh, and yeah, 1 at the coal. Okay. Yep, you're right, Peter. This might be the last switch. Once we get this thing tied up in Kalamazoo, that might be it. The crew might get outlawed today, gentlemen. Alright, so where's the GR&I car going? That's grain. And the Pincius grain. Sweet. We'll just say I put those together because I planned it, right? Absolutely. Grain is the inside track. Okay, that's good. The feed is the SSW car. We'll just go ahead and cut it right there. Let's set out the feed car and set out our 2 grain cars. I need to put the silos here. There he goes, Zach. Good job, Zach. Nerd. It's funny, my wife and I were talking the other night, and I was telling her about how I really like submarines. Like, just really like them. I think they're super cool. At pretty much any point in the history of submarines, I like them. And she was like, why don't you ever talk about them? I was like, well, it's like 600 miles to go see one. I said, and then on top of that, like, who around here likes submarines? Who am I going to talk to them? Who am I going to talk to about them? And we kind of laughed, and she was like, yeah, you're just a nerd. It's okay. I think I have about 300 books in my library at the house over World War II and World War One, and I think probably about 100 of them are just over submarines. Up too early on the throttle. Yep, not enough momentum. That's okay. Oh, shoot. I went too far back anyways. That's my bad. The grain cars go here. Alright, this is a depot car. That is a lumber and coal supply. So, yeah, see, those are out of order. Thanks, Peter. Super kind of you. Thanks for hanging out today. Maybe sometime this week or next week I'll get the scenery here done. I'll get the change made here with Plainwell. Get the couple extra spurs at the auto parts plant going. Once again though, I gotta decide what part of the supply chain I want this plant to be. Do I want it to be something like tires or machinery, engine blocks, car body, like all types of options. Are we delivering automobiles? Oh, no, lumber. Okay. Oh, yeah, it's fair. Sometimes these automobile cars would get pulled into surplus service, so hauling lumber today. Oh, yes, Peter. So long time ago in my college days, holy cow. So 2008, 2009, I played Silent Hunter 3. I still have it, actually. Really enjoyed that. I played one playthrough, started with a Type 7, finished with a Type 9. And then I loved the one mission where you get to use a Type 22. That was super fun. Or 21, whichever class it was. I can't remember. And then Silent Hunter 5 I played because that was the one where you're the Americans attacking the Japanese. Yeah, that was fun too. Oh, you're right. No, you're right. Silent Hunter 4 was that. Yeah, sorry. I never played 5. That's where I stopped. I stopped after 4. I had borrowed 4 from a friend. He had it on a CD. Crazy. They both, no, actually they're both going to lumber, coal, and supply. Okay, then actually the diesel track is going to be behind, so they are in the correct order here. Okay, so we're going to keep that. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed Silent Hunter. There's a couple of new naval games that are kind of more in the modern era that I want to try. They have some submarine combats of different types. We'll see. Cold Waters is one I want to try. It's cool to see how submarine safety, changed from, oh, let's just dive, to now we use decoys. Like, you're going to get detected, so just use decoys. Oh, that's right, Zach. You were talking about U-boat before. That's right. Let me check that one out too. And yeah, Silent Hunter, they are very, very much long-form game, Sean. You're right about that. So I was mistaken about these two cars earlier. I forgot that at the lumber and coal supply, we take coal there, lumber here. I am going to have fuel tanks here. So luckily for us, they were in the right order. We don't have to shuffle them. But now, let's go switch the coal spur. But since it's quite a little shove over there, I'm going to grab this coal car first. Take it with us. It's a lot less effort. I learned from a former brakeman who actually started his railroading career when there were still steam engines on the Pincy. He said that you know you're operating well when you make your brakeman walk as little as possible. He said, with radios, there's no excuse. Funny guy. So instead of making the brakeman walk from this car over to that switch, we'll have him ride on the car. We'll take him with us. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this will officially be the last switch of this live stream today. Not bad. Still going to take us probably 10 minutes to get all done and tied up, but still. This will be it. Need to unload that car real fast. Not super picky about this, but I'm going to do it this time. Angry Ragtimer is the same guy as Wolfpack 345. You gotta be kidding me. You can't be serious right now. Funny story, I watch Wolfpack all the time. Actually, that's actually the channel I use to find out new submarine games. Small world. I am so unplugged from who people are. It's really sad, actually. Learned something new today. That's exciting. Oh, too early on the throttle. Dang it. From be more aggressive. Yeah. We mustn't let the British get in the iron. Don't be bored. Great question. Actually, thank you for asking. So I've been to Chicago twice, but neither time did I get a chance to do any sort of tourism, which makes me really sad. And I will love the day in the future when I get to go and go to that museum. So it's definitely on the list. Is that museum out near the old airport in Lake Michigan? I think it is, if I remember correctly. Alarm! Yeah, you know the feeling. I have been, though, many times in Mobile, Alabama to the USS Alabama. That is also a fantastic experience. And they have, I think it was a Gato class, maybe? It was, I remember it was not a U-boat. I think it was a American sub, maybe. Gato's not American. I can't remember what class it was. Oh, thanks for clarifying for me. Don't be bored. I appreciate it. Yeah, the Field Museum. I'll look up the Science and Tech Museum you're talking about. Science and Industry. I'll look it up. Oh, but they're both on the lake. Okay. Yeah, but the one I was thinking of is the other one. Yeah, I'll look them up. Definitely want to make a trip to Chicago with my kids. Last time I was there was before I had kids. 2010. Yeah, oh, Gato is American. That's right. Okay. Then yeah, the one by USS Alabama, I believe, is a Gato class. So, been to that one. Ooh, Mark of One, please elaborate. How do you do that? Sabotaging a nuclear sub with chewing gum. I want to know this. I have a former student who's a submariner on one of our nuclear subs. Need to see what he's up to, see if he still does that. It's been 12 years now, so he might have stepped out and retired already. I'm not sure. All right, well, the only thing we have left to do is put this train together and then get back into Kalamazoo. So check. We got 2 at grain. We've got 1 at feed. We picked up coal. We set out coal. We've got 2 at lumber supply. Yep, that's it. Mission accomplished. Save the classification for later. Ooh, quite a few going to local spots there in Kalamazoo. Wow, okay. The yard at Kalamazoo is really 3 yards in one. Interchange yard for interchanging with the Central and the Grand Trunk, and then the local yard for serving just the local industries in Kalamazoo, which there are plenty. Some of the local industries, though, are served by the Central, and those cars are routed through the interchange yard. And then also, yeah, then there's just the class yard. The class yard has, I think, 9 tracks. Alright, we'll put this guy on RD1, and then that will be it. Yeah, so here's the class yard here. A couple of RD tracks. Here's the local yard. See, we got some cars waiting to get set out at the pig track. Yes, I know, those are not prototypical flat cars, sorry. And then here's the interchange yard. So these cars are all going to go to either the NYC or the Canadian National, Grand Trunk Western, that's their yard over there. So Ooh, Mark of One. I will definitely go look it up then. I'm always down for another movie I haven't seen. And don't be bored, it's funny you mentioned that ferry service because that's what I've modeled here without actually using a ferry. This is the beer train, and yeah, it goes from Muskegon, gets on the quote-unquote imaginary ferry, and heads over to Milwaukee. Dang, 4-hour ferry, holy cow. Well, I've sure had a great time. Hopefully you guys did as well. Got some productive work done. If this was an actual, operating session on the real Grand Rapids and Indiana Model Railroad, you can see that this job here would be an all-day job. We didn't really get held up by anyone very much, but we would have definitely been held up more in an actual session. It could have easily been like a 4-hour job, probably. That's a good point, Mark. That's a good point. Didn't think about skipping Chicago, but yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's for you, Sean. Thanks, Mark. Yeah, well, I'm looking at Railroader hopefully on Thursday. So if something comes up and I have to change the date, I might see if everybody can do it tomorrow instead of Thursday, but Zach, if you're listening. But we'll see. But definitely right now, we're planning for a SAE session on Thursday. Yeah, no, I'm with you. That update, which shall not be named, still a long ways out. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been fun. That's officially time for me, though. Thank you all for hanging out. I look forward to catching up with you guys again soon. No promises, but working on some other opportunities and streams and such. So, until next time, guys, take care of yourself, be safe,